So normally I'm old and grouchy, and regardless, I don't care about how I come across. I'm blunt. I say things people don't agree with. But I'm gonna pull back a little bit, and because this young person, clearly, if this is indeed real, we're gonna work on the assumption that it is. This person has been failed by society in so many ways, to the point where they have to do this.
Guys, I really need some friends. I'm a really cool person. And I know I look weird and I act funny, but I promise I'm cool. I'm really nice too. I have a car. I'll pick you up. I'll waste my gas on you. You can play with my dog. Please be my friend. I'm so lonely.
So again, working under the assumption that it's real, and even if it wasn't, there are people like this in the world who will record themselves begging for friends. Society has failed this person. I said in the last video I made, this generation is cooked. And not just cooked, there are dark, billowing clouds forming from the oven. Just smoke. Dark, billowing smoke. Just rising. You open that thing up, you touch it, and it just turns to ash. It's not even cooked anymore. This generation has been told to fear everything. This generation has been told if you associate with people who vote differently from you, it's okay to cut them off from your life. They've been told that, no, it's not mental illness. It's just quirks. It's your personality. It's who you are. You don't need to get it checked. And then they find that they are completely and utterly alone. Because every person in their life who genuinely cared about them, they've pushed away. My brother did the same thing. My brother did the exact same thing. I was the best man at his gay wedding. When him and his boyfriend, who's now his husband, when they were getting their apartment, they needed $500 for a pet deposit. Who do you think fucking gave it to them? I was there for this dude whenever he needed me, whenever he needed someone to talk to. But then he gives that whole, oh, well, I could die because they can refuse me medical service and blah, blah, blah. This was years ago when they were like, basically doctors had to treat patients based on their biological gender. So if a dude walks into the doctor and says, oh man, doc, my period is bad, the doctor is going to look at the chart and say, you're a male. If you're bleeding from your dick or your asshole, there's clearly something wrong. That's all it meant. But these people were meant, the government and media were telling these people, oh, no. If you identify a certain way, you can be refused medical service. So he's like, I could die because, blah, 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 and I hope you can understand why I can't associate with you anymore. These kids, for the last 10 years, have been just greenlit into believing that the sky is falling. Everything in their life is after them. If you're a female, the right doesn't care about you. If you're black, the right doesn't care about you. If you're this, they don't care about you. They're gonna concentration camps and the end of democracy, and you're not gonna be able to vote, and this and that. 6 feet apart, don't get too close to people, otherwise you're gonna catch a super deadly disease that's no worse than a cold. And it's just, they were kept out of school for what, a year, because the left decided it was a good idea to shut the fucking economy down. Most of them, look at how many articles did you see about these kids who ended up offing themselves because they felt so alone and isolated. I think I saw one. The kid was like 11, 12 years old, and he ended his own life because he felt so alone and isolated because the people on the left thought it was a good idea to, like, no, you can't go to school right now because of a sickness that's no worse than a fucking cold. They shut everything down. These kids weren't allowed to go to school, which is why so many of them are socially awkward now. Why so many of them are so far behind intellectually, because they were kept out of school for a fucking year. Teachers these teachers tell these kids, oh, if you're a woman, you're always going to be oppressed. If you're black, you're always going to be oppressed. White supremacy is running rampant, blah, blah, blah. These kids are constantly being fear-mongered to. And every person in this person's life who genuinely cares about them, guarantee you she's pushed them away. Instead, she's surrounded herself with people who just constantly give in her into her delusions. For me, I have no problem which way you vote. I don't give a shit. My freaking brother voted for Hillary, and then Bernie. I'm not gonna say, oh well, you voted for Hillary Clinton and for Bernie Sanders. They completely want to destroy democracy, and I hope you can understand why I can't. No, I don't fucking care. But these people have been told that that's like the most important thing about who you vote for. Oh, do you have family and friends who voted for super evil orange Cheeto Nazi man? Well, if they did, it's okay to cut them off from your life. You don't need them. These are the same people who are told, oh yeah, if you're a biological man, it is completely okay if you go into a woman only space. These are the same people who don't give a shit about this chick unless it comes to her ability to murder unborn children. These are the same people who will tell the black kids in class, nope, it's a white supremacy world. You are constantly going to be held down and held back. Systemic racism, despite the fact that we had a black president for 8 years, black people only consist of 13% of the population, which means white people had to vote for him too. But we are totally racist. They don't talk about that. Again, these are the same people who told this person, oh, is your grandma dying in the nursing home? Well, if it's during COVID, so you can't go see her or anything because you need to stay 6 feet apart. Society has failed these kids in every fucking way. From education to trying to nurture and raise them. Not just society, but her parents. They've fucking failed too. Every adult in her life has failed her. Her friends have failed her. And if this person is legit, I genuinely feel bad for her. Because how bad does it have to be if you feel the need to come online and record yourself begging for friends? And then they wonder why the suicide rate for people like her are so fucking high. People who have underlying mental issues that they're not acknowledging. And they're just treating them as quirks. Because, oh my god, if they say something, they're just haters. Instead of people who will outright say, hey, have you considered going to a doctor? Seeking therapy? Because that's apparently hate speech now. You can't say that because it might offend them. So instead, they surround themselves with people who just one big fucking circle jerk, treating each other like they're special little snowflakes, instead of getting help for their underlying issues. Again, pushing out the people who genuinely care for the people who will just all the fucking time. And then they wonder why they're alone. They've been told, don't have any real ambitions. Look at all these people who are social media influencers. It's such an easy job. You do you. These kids who are told that sex work is real work. Need I say more? This generation has been completely and utterly fucking failed in every aspect. They have no idea how to act when it comes to an adult situation like work. These are the same kids who have to work a 40-hour work week, and they're sitting there in their place of business crying about it, saying how, I didn't know it'd be so hard. I don't think I can do this. From education to social aspects to the workplace, these kids have been failed. Thanks to the government, thanks to the media, thanks to social media, thanks to their parents. And the people who genuinely care and are just trying to help, we're demonized. We're the ones, oh, well, you're just a phobus and ism. Don't listen to this person. He's just a phobus and ism literal Nazi who likes to pick off butterfly wings and drown kittens. He doesn't actually care about you. You need to listen to us, the ones we care about you. And we care about you so much that we're here to tell you that if you're a woman, you're always going to be oppressed. If you're black, you're always going to be held back. If you're brown, you're always going to be looked at as illegal. If you're this, if you're that, we're the ones who care. Congratulations, society. You have a generation of kids just like this who cannot function properly because of your fucking bullshit. Because you filled them with so much fear and hate and self-loathing that they don't know how to operate in society. That you've got people begging for friends online because of how alone you've made them fucking feel. Congratulations, you fucking cunts.